Are you nervous that Trump has been reelected for a second term? Are you now worried what the U.S. immigration policies will look like when he enters office? In this video, I am going to discuss what I think the future world of U.S. immigration will look like and some tips you should consider as we approach 2025. Hi, and thank you for joining me to talk U.S. immigration. My name is Andrea Sheb, if you don't know me already, and I've been doing immigration law for over 20 years. I've set up this YouTube channel for you to give you clear, concise, and easy to understand information about all different topics related to U.S. immigration. In this video, though, I am going to go through my thoughts about what is the Trump presidency going to bring us in 2025. Now let's jump in. We all remember how it was last time Trump was in office. The wall, the famous wall, Trump allocated funding and resources to build the famous wall along the US-Mexican border, which was a central element of his last campaign. Though he didn't complete the wall as initially proposed, sections of new fencing and replacements for existing barriers were in fact built. He put into place stricter immigration policies with higher levels of scrutiny on petitions and applications that were filed with USCIS. I remember clearly all the discussions of denials because an NA was missing from a box on a form. Oh my gosh, we hope we do not go back to that. Travel bans were placed on certain communities, and his zero tolerance policy was put into place because he began prosecuting all individuals who illegally crossed the southern US border, which led to the separations of thousands of families as children were held separately from their parents. And there were so many other policies that were enacted during his presidency that clearly affected and limited the entire process of immigration. But we can't forget, and we must remember, COVID struck during Trump's presidency, which allowed for a lot of his policies to be enacted very quickly and with very little oversight. He is not going to have COVID as a reason or excuse this time around. Now, were all his policies terrible and didn't make sense? Absolutely not. Not all of them, but the fear and frustration he caused throughout the immigration world was real and felt by me, and I know for sure all of you. So what should we expect this time around? Likely more of the same, but initially we will likely have a very strong focus on the undocumented community in the US and those coming into the US daily, illegally or undocumented. He will turn his attention and energy immediately to stopping the continued entry of undocumented individuals. At the same time, work on expeditiously handling the enormous amount of undocumented in our deportation system that are currently living right now in the United States. Programs like DACA and parole in place will not necessarily have a strong future or will be morphed into something that fits Trump's stance on immigration. I also see the high level of scrutiny returning to the adjudication of visa applications, but I can only hope it does not become irrational again, where petitions are denied solely because an NA was left off of one line that is not applicable to the filing. This irrational behavior by U.S. visa officers subsided over the past 4 years, and I am truly hoping it does not return with Trump. I see non-immigrant worker visa policies possibly being revisited and looked into, especially the H-1B visa. Our H-1B visa selection process is a bit of a mess and needs fixing, and Trump likely will have a huge hand in this since he still believes in Buy American, Hire American. This is something that we will have to watch very closely because I know, and I know you know, that we need immigrants in this country to fill roles that cannot be filled by Americans, and the skills and knowledge that we benefit so greatly from by having foreign nationals working in the US is priceless. Mind you, Trump cannot be ignorant to this with the US immigrant Elon Musk as his biggest advocate and by his side during his entire campaign. With all this being said, what tips can I give you knowing that these big changes are likely on the horizon? Well, file now. Any petitions or applications you can. If you were thinking of filing for a residency or work visa, do it now, don't wait. We don't know exactly what changes are to come, so best to file during a time we know what is going to happen than waiting to file during a time when we don't really know what will happen. Be calm. Take a deep breath. The entire system is not going to disappear, and the borders to amazing people like you will not be locked shut. It might be more challenging to get your visa or your residency, but it will not be impossible. So relax. Try to act sooner rather than later, but know that me and other immigration attorneys are out there fighting for you and here to navigate through whatever is to come. I hope this video gave you some insight into what I think is about to come in January, but we won't really know until the time actually happens and he takes office. We know of his past, so we can kind of predict somewhat what is going to be into the future, and we know what he's been talking about throughout his entire campaign. I am here for you. Continue to watch my videos. I will keep you as updated as I possibly can. Reach out if you have problems or you're nervous or you have questions. I'm happy to help and set up a consultation with you. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.